Okay, stop doing that, please. Hey, what's good, dude? How you doing today? Thanks for joining. I appreciate you guys for jumping on. I hope you guys are having some really good Tuesday. Like, the weather's been gorgeous right now. Kelly, hey, what's good? Welcome. Thanks for joining on Jumping on the Live, man. How are you guys? Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's been, like, sincerely really nice. Like, it's been, like, crazy nice. Okay, so while everyone's just getting in, I'm just going to go ahead and start jumping into this thing right here. Slade, hey, what's good, man? How are you today, bro? Yu choy. So what yu choy is? It's like if you took bok choy and broccolini and put them together, that's the type of vegetable that it is. Right, so it's like a bitter leaf vegetable, has a really thick stalk, mildly bitter. It has a good amount of flavor, crunch, and I'm going to use that as opposed to, like, say, broccoli. Slade, I'm doing really well, man. Yeah, weather's been really good. Had a pretty productive day. I'm shooting a short film on the weekend, so I was able to get a lot of pre-production stuff done. You know, just the usual stuff. Yeah, how about you? How's everyone doing today? Okay, so I'm gonna get this bad boy all started right now. Get this in the mic. No, I don't act. I do sound production as well as videography, directing, stuff like that. For this film particularly, I'm doing sound. Smudge the lads. Hey, good, man. How are you doing, dude? I hope you're having a really good day. You have a couple kids in the acting business too. Hey, right on. Where are you based out of? Toronto, Vancouver? Yeah, I know a lot of guys that came out of like the SAIT film courses, stuff like that. They ended up just mostly just doing like directing, or just like production. You know what I mean? Lighting, grips, all that stuff. Okay, I'm just going to just throw this into you're out of Edmonton, agency out of Van. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because right now Van's still pretty good, still pretty prevalent when it comes to Emmy Lou, how are you today? Good to see you. Yeah, I found a lot of people are still in Vancouver, still doing the Toronto thing. But Calgary right now is starting to pop off when it comes to like acting and doing productions, which is really, really great with the new addition of our studio. Hey, what's good? Oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you for the reminder, dude. Thanks for joining the live. I appreciate you. How is everyone today? Okay, I'm just going to just pop this into the microwave. I'll be right back. Gotta grab. Is it there? Yeah, it's there. Cool. Just wash that off right here. Apache Dan, hey, what's good, man? Thanks so much, guys, for joining. I appreciate you guys for being here. Make some Indian taco. Oh, man, maybe I'll put that on the list for sure. Do like a really nice, like... Oh, I actually have a couple ideas. Is the sauce going to be soy sauce based? Yes, it's going to be a mixture of like soy sauce, a little bit of hoisin, a little bit of like chicken stock and mushroom stock. You know, just to really just kind of bring up like the kind of the vegetable and savory nature with fried bannock. That would be fire, dude. Not gonna lie. Yeah, and I got a garlic hoisin, so it's a really nice, well seasoned kind of hoisin. It's not super like regular hoisin is like a little bit sweet. This one has more savory notes. Yeah, yeah. Hey, for real, I'll keep you guys posted because I think like doing like a like an indigenous type of taco, if I can get my hands on some like really good, like if I can do like deer meat or moose meat, see if I can source any of that. Not keen on caramel, hey. You know, and that's not for everybody. I'm a huge fan of caramel personally because I think I've made it so many times in my life. It's one of those things. Be right back. All right, so right now I'm just going to go ahead and I have on the stove a little bit of water. Primarily, that's just going to be for my noodles. Today, I'm actually going to use these really thick ass like Thai rice noodles, which is really good for stir frying. Because again, when you boil them off, they become really enveloped, really thick, which is awesome. Raf, was it good? Like, what did you have in your taco? Yeah, like wild meat in, especially here. Yeah, you're talking like indigenous meats. Because I was thinking, you texted, hey, did I not send? Did I not press send? Could have swore I pressed send. Yeah, I was thinking like both indigenous or like Indian, like East Asia type thing. Hey, Kelly, thanks for that. I appreciate that. I was able to pretty much update almost all of the it's like sort of soft croutons in it. Interesting. I could have had like a bit of that fried bread type thing, right? Um, it wasn't like a taco at all. Interesting. Was it more like a wrap? Is this recipe Thai? Not really. I'm using Thai noodles, but in this case, I'm actually going to do it with char siu and a bit of vegetables. And what I was thinking is kind of doing more like my take on like a street style Chinese recipe. More of like a taco bowl. Oh, that's awesome. More of like a taco bowl. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, you sent me. Interesting. I'm actually going to go ahead. Okay, interesting. I'm going to go ahead and take care of that because that rose is ridiculous. This one in particular, because that one is not feasible. Because I don't want that. I want. Give me that one. Yeah, the Rosa is what I fucked up with. All right, so I'm just gonna put 200 of those because that is ridiculous. I don't want any of you guys to give me that kind of stuff. There, pin that. Boom. Yes, okay. Raf, hey, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate it. And Shannon, thank you. Good heads up, because I didn't actually see that. Right on. Okay, cool. Jocks, hey, how are you today? All right, so right now I got the water kind of going for the noodles. I'm going to get those in, and then I'm going to drain them off, cool them down, give them a rinse. And then today I'm thinking about doing these apple caramel pastries, which I'm going to try this more like mini pan. And the reason I want to do a mini pan is because I want to see if I can just make like little tarts, right? Which I think would be really cool. Nice and cute. All right, so with this, I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm working with puff pastry today, as I usually do. I'm going to go ahead and then just give it a quick brushing with just a light hit of butter. The puff pastry itself has quite a bit of butter in it. No, Raf, I joined an agency. So I've been able to stream with under sub 1,000, but they do have what do you call it? Preliminary things for going on live. When I joined, I showcased what kind of my brand and kind of what I wanted to do on live, and then they took me on for that. The agency that I'm with will also just kind of pretty much take on anybody sub 1,000, but you are required to be online. I believe it's 14 to 15 hours a month at minimum. As well as you got to go with TikTok guidelines, all that good stuff. Right on. Yeah, and for anybody out there, go ahead, keep hitting those likes for me. That would be much appreciated. Because again, that helps me in the algorithm, helps me. No, it's really not that much. I go on live about maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours 3 times a week. And I do what I do here. Yeah, so again, if you guys keep hitting those likes for me, and if you can, share this live, because most likely if you're watching, one of your friends will also enjoy this live as well. And if you hit those likes, it does help me in the algorithm, gets me in front of other eyes just like yourselves, like-minded people who want to talk about food, food culture, restaurant culture, recipes, all that good stuff. Okay, so on this puff pastry, I just give it a light hit of extra butter. Now I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle it with just a little bit of just regular white granulated sugar. This will just help boost the sweet element that I'm looking for. Nothing too crazy. What's the name of the agency? It is Live Buzz. If you want, I can give you a reference to the agent that I have, and then you can speak to them. Rico's Roughnecks, a. How you doing today? Hey, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, man, Raph, just hit me in the DMs. I'll make sure to get back to you after the live, all right? Rico, I hope you're having a really great Tuesday. I hope weather's been awesome for you today, because it has been here. It's so warm that, like, man, it's awesome. Okay, so I got sugar, I got butter. I'm going to go ahead and roll this guy up. Just because what I'm looking for is I want to do like, I guess like similar to what I was doing the other day, which is like a pinwheel. Okay, and I want to cut them smaller in this case, because then I can maximize the amount of volume outputted from these. I don't know how many extra I'm going to actually be able to get, but in this case, I'm going to try out trying to get at least, because that's a pan for 24, I'm going to try to get at least 16. Starving as per norm. Walked my cat on, oh, dude, you can actually walk your cat. We tried that years ago. She was not having any of that, dude. She was not having any of that. Like, it was nuts. Okay, so for this, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and start slicing off nice, smaller, thinner pieces. And again, the reason being is because I'm going to try to maximize the amount of portioning I can get per, per thing. So that's, I'm doing 12, so I want to maximize to 3 on each side. Okay. Boom and boom. Yeah, so again, they're like not the biggest things in the world. They're like this, right? But I think once that rises in the pans, it'll actually be quite nice, I think. Good sized twills. Took a lot of small trips, 5-minute sessions, but now she's addicted. Oh, that's awesome. Do you put him? Do you put the cat into a into a harness? I assume. Yeah, I'm super jealous. Like that cat goes on walks. That's so awesome. Leisha, oh my goodness, thanks so much for the heart, me. I appreciate you. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead. And again, I have a non-stick, lightly greased mini muffin tin. Because again, if you have a mini muffin tin, these are really great for also setting up things like if you wanted to do like, like little quiches, little frittatas, stuff for breakfast. But they're also really great for like things like snacks, like I'm doing now. You don't just have to do cupcakes in them. They're really economical as well. If you were to like do a potluck with some friends, interestingly enough, you can also do things like meatloaf, really small bite meatloaf, so you don't have to cut nothing. Just gotta serve them up onto a pan. Garnish it as you would, and it's a beautiful thing. Harness on, he loves it. Oh, it's awesome. Chillaxin'. Hey, look at that. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. Hat and much. Leisha, thank you so much for that, dude. I really appreciate it. And Chillaxin', thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you for being here. Okay, just go like that. Boom. And then I'm gonna take this in half, and then cut in half again, just so I have my proportions, and cut into 3s on each side. Okay. Like that. Boom. And boom. Right on. Yeah. So I think, judging from the weather right now, like, I think spring's slowly going to be upon us here. Does anyone have any plans for the spring, summer?
I do.
You do? Heck yeah, you do.
To go on a hunt for
Whoa.
treasure.
We can go treasure hunting.
Yeah.
You're darn right we will.
But I want to do it on Easter, so it's called Easter hunt, treasure hunt.
Cool. An Easter treasure hunt.
Because we never did it before.
Holy shit, hey. That's an awesome name. I'm based out of Calgary, Alberta. Where are you from? Okay, so, again, I got these guys just kind of in. I'm going to hit it right now with a little bit extra butter, just to make sure the tops are nice and greased. As well, for this particular one, I have more of a faster bake time. So I set or a more harder bake time. So I have the oven now set to 375 as opposed to 350. So I can take on a faster bake, but also take on a little bit more color, which I think will be important in terms of it getting it a nice, good, buttery rise, because that's primarily what I'm looking for. Okay, because I'm also going to be hitting the tops of this with just a touch of butter and a little bit of thin sliced apples. This is not phyllo. Again, I'm working with puff pastry. Six Nations, Ontario. Hey, right on. Is that Northern Ontario or Southern Ontario? Yeah, always extra butter. Got to be hitting it with butter. 100%. Hey, man, if you can get away with walking your cat, oh my God. Southern, hour from Toronto. That's still not too bad, man. How's the weather out there? I heard you guys got like a hit of snow recently.
Why?
Okay, so where did I put my mandolin? Do. All right. Guess no mandolin, so I'm just gonna raw dog the shit out of it by hand. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm also, since I have the butter on top, I'm also gonna just top these with a little bit of these apples. I'll start with one. All right, so again, just important to take out your cores. Don't need all those. Like that. If you got a little bit of that browning, it's honestly not a big deal as long as it's not mushy, because all that is just aging. Your winter's been sad. Nothing like out. You used to walk your bunny in a stroll. That's awesome. Oh my God, that must have been so cute. Holy shit, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Yeah, we did get a bag of apples. Bridget, hey, how you doing? First of all, welcome. Thank you so much for joining the live. I appreciate you for being here. What yu choy is basically, it's like if like bok choy and like broccolini like merged, so it has a really thick, really dense kind of stock. Excuse me. It has a good amount of stock, and it's kind of bitter. It has like it's like a mildly bitter kind of sweet mixture between like say broccoli and bok choy. Then it has really leafy greens, which are also kind of bitter but not overwhelming. So I'm going to imply that with a bit of cremini mushrooms, which I then brushed off already before the stream. And I'm just going to give it a quick stir fry in the, what do you call it? In the pan, hit it with some sauce, throw in the noodles. Right now I got the noodles going right here. I got a pot for the noodles to go in there. And then we're going to go from there. Jesse, hey, how are you? Hope you're having a really great day. Yeah, broccolini is awesome, except that like right now, broccolini's at like, it's not in season. And it's going for this crazy premium right now for like nothing. Jesse, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you for being here, man. Bridget, you're absolutely welcome. You know me, I'm always trying to just come up with whatever recipes that I can. Again, that are just accessible, things that are easy. Not necessarily easy, but like things that people want to maybe try, you know, as well as things that are sustainable. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give these apples just a thin amount of slices. And again, for the tarts, I was thinking about doing, what do you call it? I'm just going to just top the tarts with the apple, hit it with a little bit more butter and a little bit of sugar, and then that'll bake off as a whole in the oven. Okay. So again, I cut crossways, and then I now have it like that. So it would be really nice and easy to fan right across the top. With this, it might be easier to use something like a mandolin, just because you'll get really consistent thin slices overall. But if you have really good knife control and a very good sharp knife, this will be just as easy doing it this method. Okay, like that. Put that to the side. Because again, what we're really looking for here is that we, right now, honestly, for broccolini, like the little bunches, it's like this big, like boom, maybe, I'm going to say like half, if not a quarter pound of it is going for like $5. It's pretty harsh. Hamburgers with bacon and spicy sauteed peanut, yes. Oh my God, yeah. Ooh, that's going to be so good. Because again, one of my favorite things is that there's like, it's called the Goober Burger. It's out of the States that I saw it on YouTube actually. And theirs was basically just seared regular ass burger patty. Roses look nice. It's a hard seared burger patty. And then it's left in like this in like a peanut sauce. Basically just liquid and peanut butter. Right, left in there in a heating thing. They served it just on regular white bread toast with like a type of white cheese. It looks fire. As well as there's other ones where like it's you do a peanut butter kind of like burger patty. The peanut sauce is just kind of enveloped in it, and then on your bun you get a nice like brioche bun or a nice sesame bun. Toast it, and then you're gonna hit that with a savory jam, like a strawberry or a raspberry jam, and then you're gonna put that together. Also, if you're from Calgary here, years ago we had a restaurant called Tubby Dog, and they did a type of breakfast hot dog, which was a regular, I think Polish, or it was like it's a white type of hot dog or sausage, and they did peanut butter, jam, and Captain Crunch, which sounds messed up, but it is so fire. Bridget, hey, thanks so much for the Rosa. I appreciate it. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and just push that guy. Get out of here. There we go. That. Boom. Fan that down. Okay, I'm doing pretty good on time. And again, today's just going to be a slightly shorter live stream just because my partner needs to... she has gaming tonight, so I just want to make sure that I have enough time to do this live while she has enough time to be able to get on with the Fellowship of the Nerds. Yo, peanut butter, yeah, dude, it looks so good. If you guys want to look up like a peanut butter type burger, look up the Goober Burger. It's an American. I can't remember what restaurant it's from in the States, but it looks crazy good. She games, it's D&D. I don't know. I think it's Pathfinder, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is that I'm just going to take sections of the apple, roughly about 4 or 5 pieces, and then what I'd like to do is I'm just going to go ahead and pre-fan them, right? Just like that, right? Nothing crazy, but it's the butter that's going to help it hold together, and then it's just enough that it kind of goes right across the top of the pastry. Okay. You can fan them any way that you want. The method that I like is what do you call it? It's just the long folding method, long fanning method, right? So you don't have to fan it out like this way. You just fan it out like you would like a deck of cards. Okay. And then when you put the apples on, it's just nice to have a good, just a little bit of push just down. Iron Maiden, hey, what's good, dude? I didn't see you walk in here. How are you today? You've been playing Warhammer. Whoa, like you were talking original Warhammer. Okay, so I'm just going to start stacking up these apples on these pastries. Boom. Cool. And the cool thing about this method is that you can kind of you can spend a little bit extra time, make sure that these things end up looking really, really good. Right, because if you spend a little extra time now, the end result should technically turn out really, really structural, like look really, really good, and very presentable. Okay, like that. Go like that. Boom. Like that. And then they should be also, when you slice them, they should be thin enough that when they go into the oven, I'm probably going to bake them for like 16 minutes or so until I get full cooked, but at the same time they still maintain like a good amount of that texture without discoloring too much. 54 Jenny, hey, thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Make their own dinner. Iron Maiden, I'm doing really, really well. Thank you again for joining, man. Today was really good. I got a lot of work done because, again, I'm shooting a short film at the end of the week, so I got a bunch of my extra pre-production stuff done, a bunch of music written up and recorded, so I'm just going to get that exported by the end of the evening, which is great. And again, if there's anyone else that's new in here or anything like that, go ahead, please hit the likes. Again, that helps me in the algorithm, makes me able to find other like-minded people that are interested in food, food culture, all that stuff. From Beef TV show. Was that a food show or is that like a comedy? Because I got one of those faces. Okay. Boom. Okay. Gonna hit with a few more. Comedy drama. Hey, I might actually have to check that out. I love comedies. Okay, so again, since I got the water boiling on a relatively easy simmer, I'm going to go ahead and dump in while I'm doing this. While I'm doing the tarts, these will still take a while. I'm going to go ahead and dump in a stack of these noodles. Get that going right now. Okay. That, and I'm just going to let that kind of come down. Because again, when it comes to things like rice noodles... how long do you leave your cherry tarts in for? Go 350 degrees and then start with about 16 to 20 minutes. What you're looking for is that it puffs, and it depends on also how much color you want to get and how much filling you have. If you don't have a lot of filling and it'll puff around it, try to go about maybe 18 minutes in total, and then see if the color is exactly the color profile that you're looking for, as well as it's also really good on the bottom when, if you grease the pan enough, you should be able to just give it a slight flick and it'll spin. Jace, hey, what's good, man? Thanks so much for joining. I appreciate you. Record for free because the music settles. Oh, interesting. Cool. And what is frequency? Is it like a production thing, or is it the wine faster? Interesting. And Jace, I am doing really good today. I hope you're having a really great day. Thanks so much for jumping on the live. I really appreciate it. What's char siu? Char siu is basically just, it is the Chinese pork that you always see. It's the red stuff that you see in the Chinese restaurant windows. It's kind of a sweet, savory, soy saucy, soft roasted pork loin or a pork tenderloin. It's kind of used generally in everything in Chinese cuisine, from the fried rices to things like dumplings, things that are in your spring rolls, all that good stuff. Chilling at work. Hey, right on. Oh, it's a winery. To record an album they don't pay to record. That's so interesting. I should actually check that out. Where's that located? Because again, I do a lot of home recording. I've been recording for the last 23-ish years. Oh, in BC. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I've never heard of it, but it must be... I mean, it's got to be fucking fire, because, I mean, if you're going to go to a winery to record, that's, like, kind of the dream here. Yeah, because I know a homeboy of mine had his dad, he moved out. It was kind of like a house, I can't remember where. I think it was near Chase, or in Chase, where it was, like, kind of, it was a house that backed onto like this old mechanic's garage, which he reconverted into a recording studio. And he was able to get like Vancouver and Alberta artists to go out there, which I thought was fire. That has all the wineries. Was it Kelowna? Okay, so that's nice and softening. Got the rest of these apples are gonna go in. Boom. Okay, and might as well finish on a strong note right here. Boom. Okay, so I got all those pastries with the apples in it, which is gorgeous. It was very sad they closed. Favorite tours. Cool. They closed permanently? Ah, damn. Is it something else now? Because again, wineries, they also like, because of the ground and all that stuff, they still have it's either they have very fertile land still, or the land itself needs to be refertilized. So that usually takes a couple of years. But those are usually also taken over by like people like farmers, like regular farmers, that can instill a lot of extra, little extra nutrients into the ground by doing regular organic farming on it. Okay, so now with the apples, I'm just going to give a quick hit again of some butter just on the tops. Okay, and what this will do is that it'll get it nice and crispy, but it'll also prevent it burning right off the top because of the amount of sugar. Shiggy. You thought I was Kadget. Oh, that's hilarious. I mean, I am a man of the people. I've been called pretty much every race ever. I have one of those faces. Okay, so I'm getting a nice, good cook. You can see that it's becoming nice and white. It's less transparent, but it still has a bit of density to it. It's really hard to actually push and break. So I'm just going to let these guys go for a little bit longer until it becomes a lot more soft, right? Because what I'm looking for is that I want it pretty much like al dente as you would, because when I stir fry it, it will take on a lot more heat, as well as they are rice noodles. Yes, sir. They are the thick Vietnamese rice noodle. So it's this brand, right? Which I truly love, because again, when we went to Thailand, I saw this kind of brand all over the place. So if that's the brand they use, that's the brand I'm going to use as well. Okay, so boom. These guys now, actually, I'm just going to go ahead and hit with just a small finish of sugar just on the tops, just so it kind of helps solidify and caramelize slightly over top of the apples. And what this will do is that it'll kind of just guarantee that it sticks to the top of the tarts. Boom, just like that. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and throw them into the center rack. And I'm going to start off with like 16 minutes. Just because I do believe even 16 minutes might be a little bit too long for the size of the tarts that they are. But I will check them after about 12 to 13 minutes as well. Boom. All right. So noodles are on the go. While those are in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and just clean up the apples off of the station. And I'm going to go ahead with the mise en place for the vegetables of the stir fry. So when you're going to do anything like stir fry related or anything to do with like wok work, you do want to go ahead. I was just using regular white sugar, yes. Yeah, and then so anything that involves any type of like stir fry or pan work, you always want to make sure that you kind of try to make sure that you get all of your mise en place kind of chopped up and ready to go before we get into any major cooking, because it all happens very, very quickly and you want to be able to stay on top of it, okay? So right now my main components for the noodles is essentially just cremini mushrooms, which I then, like I said, earlier today I brushed off the best that I can. It is worth noting that washing your mushrooms will, if you don't do it fast enough, it will waterlog it. But in some cases, washing it doesn't matter if you're making things like soup or stews or anything like that. It being waterlogged is kind of redundant. But things for like stir fry, stuff like that, you want to reduce the amount of water that you're kind of implying. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop them up really kind of roughly, generally speaking. So I don't want them ultra thin, but I do want them to be kind of consistent with the size of yes, they are steel. They're treated steel, which is good. But at the same time, the type of nonstick pan that I have is pretty much scratch proof as long as you don't overheat it. Right? The thing about scratch proof pans is that you never want to exceed medium-high heat, because that's when it will start kind of damaging the coating that goes on the inside. You get used to it, Lynn. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so again, there we go. I got my sliced up creminis, which again, I really enjoy creminis because as opposed to, but they are just brown button mushrooms. But essentially though, they do have a little bit more flavor going for it, as well as that they absorb liquid better. Like they just, when you stir fry them, they lose less density than the button mushrooms do in terms of water content. And when you fry them, they just build flavor in a very, in a very good way. Over 400, yes, absolutely. Yeah, again, when it comes to like things like nonstick pans, don't rush. Just use the best out of your nonstick pan, because again, for me, it's all about maintaining the pan, because I use nonstick pans primarily for eggs. I really love, because again, when I came from like just any restaurant, the nonstick pan was primarily, the most expensive, like the most necessary pan. You know what I'm saying? And you always try to take care of it. But with these new non-sticks, they're just generally that good recently. Like the quality on them is always being maintained while okay, I'm just going to turn down the heat real quick. While you get less scratches on them, which is great. But with that being said, though, they do have a limit to how much heat they can take on before the Teflon or whatever the fuck they're using for the non-stick kind of wears out, right? Which you don't want. So now I drained my noodles, and it's important right now to, if you're going to work with any type of Asian noodle, vermicelli especially, or any type of rice noodle, is to cool it down immediately and then give it a rinse, right? Because you want to make sure that you kind of deplete all that extra starch that you don't need, especially when you're working with something like a stir fry, or you're going to do a pan-seared noodle, just because that... I wouldn't say gluten, but that kind of starch is going to really inhibit your ability during the cooking process to kind of gain any type of coloring. As well as that, even with the non-stick pan, that starch will actually make it stick to the bottom of your pan. Okay. Right on, right on. I mean, you wouldn't lose a finger, Lynn. You just got to practice the whole, like, your thumbs back, all the way back. And then when you see me cutting, you'll notice that, like, my fingers are, like, where's the good angle? Like that. You feel me? If anything, you're probably going to lose, like, the top of this, like, your knuckles, if you're not careful. But that's why I always, when I slice, I angle outwards. Right? And that's what gets me the nice, consistent cuts. And you just kind of just get used to it. But if you're not in a hurry, just take your time. Yeah. And anybody in the chats right now, guys, if you guys got a quick moment, please keep hitting those likes for me. Again, that kind of stuff helps me in the algorithm, keeps me in front of people like yourselves, people that want to talk about food culture, all that good stuff, okay? Can't cut that way. I need lessons. Oh, I can give you lessons, no problem. I mean, I could probably do a tutorial on how to do basic knife cutting. The best way, in my opinion, to learn any good knife cutting as well is to go get yourself just a bag of onions. Not joking. Just go, like, I had a homie, he wanted to learn how to slice properly, like how to do julienne cuts and like different types of grades of cuts in the fastest way. And the best way to do that was to go get two 25-pound bags of onions for onion soup, slice them up, spend a whole 2 days doing that. And you'll kind of just generally get where your hands sit in the marker and all that stuff. Yeah, but onions. Plus, you'll also get used to them after you do that many, right? Your eyes won't hurt as much if you do onions enough. Okay, so right now I'm going to get the yu choi. Okay, so this is yu choi junior. Okay, so again, what it is, it's like if bok choy and broccoli had a child, right? Right, so you get like this really great flavor from the stem and the stalk, and the leaves themselves are very very light, like almost like spinach or bok choy leaves, but a little bit more bitter, which means that you're just going to inadvertently just get a lot more flavor from it. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is that since I want to use it for a stir fry, I'm going to go ahead and cut the stalks into 1-inch pieces, roughly. Right, I'm going to throw those in, and I'm going to cut the leaves again into maybe 1.5-inch lengths. Nothing crazy, but the reason being is you want this kind of to wilt when you throw it in. Live making onion soup. It is a process, but if anything, if you want me to do an onion soup recipe, I have a pretty good one. Again, because I worked in a lot of French restaurants. If there's enough demand for it, I can go ahead and just make you a tutorial if that's something that you guys are interested in seeing. Cutting onions and weeping. Shannon. I mean, we do like a good cry around here. Okay, so I'm just going to pull the ends off of your yu choi. And again, I'm going to try to keep these what do you call it? I'm trying to keep the stems separate because I'm going to cook them first because they are the densest, and I'm going to keep all the leaves in a separate container as well. Because then once these are cooked, I'm going to go ahead. So I'm going to cook these and the mushrooms at the same time.
We got 3 for onion soup.
We got 3 for onion soup. All right, I'll give you guys onion soup. Do you source your YouTube? Yes, because they had it. Again, since Superstore is generally, I think it's owned by TNT or it's partnered with TNT. And then it's under the umbrella of Loblaws. They all kind of get generally the same stuff. Obviously, TNT will have better Asian style ingredients, which I love because again, it's hard to find specific noodles at the Superstore, but they do have an insane selection. 4. Okay, so I got 4 for the onion soup. All right, guys, you got it. I'm not even going to deny it. Yeah, I'll probably end up doing a nice onion soup in the next couple weeks here, just because again I'm busy for the next I'm busy on and off for the next 2 weeks here. A leek soup as well. Do you prefer like a cream of leek? Because I have a really good recipe for that as well. Okay, so with the yu choy, it's cut up, boom. Here we go. Creminis, cut up, boom. All right. So what I'm now going to do is I have those components going right there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to crush up a little bit of garlic. Just looked at the shirt. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Look at this. Space Kitties. All right, so I got, I'm going to do like a heavy amount of garlic just because I'm a huge fan. We love garlic in this house. I mean, if anyone loves garlic, it's definitely Shannon.
I don't like garlic.
Oh, you hardly notice that the garlic's in there. You actually eat it all the time, honey. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and give it a nice, good chop. Again, you don't want to have to cut it up like hella small. We love kitties. Yeah, we love kitties around this house too. It's that's the reason we don't own dogs is because I just love having cats. They're so snuggly. Kenneth, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut up this nice garlic, just generally minced. So as long as there's not like ultra small pieces, ultra large pieces. Okay, I'm gonna throw that on top of my mushrooms. Boom, just like that. Yeah, you do love garlic more than friends. That is a damn fact. Okay, cool. So, nice. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and give my pan just a quick rinse and get it ready for. Because again, with all that extra starch, putting it back on the heat dry kind of made a bunch of the noodles stick. So it's always good to make sure that if you have a non-stick pan, make sure that guy is just nice, cleaned off, ready to go for the next part of your service. All right, just like that. Cool. Do you have 2 crazy Shih Tzus? Hey, I love Shih Tzus though, man. They're like the cats of dog world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we do have two fat cats because I love them.
But one died.
Sage and Scarlet. No way. That's why? That's cool.
Yeah. That's what I said. One died.
Oh, that's so cool. What kind of cats did you get? Are they just like regular tabbies? You got them tortoise ones?
Profile picture.
What is the profile picture? Aw. Yay. Look at those little faces. Yeah, and I love Shih Tzus. They are pretty much like teddy bears. My sister has, I think they're Pomeranians, like these little white joints. You know what I'm saying? They just love just sitting, just sitting, chilling on you. All right, I'm looking at 2.5. Yeah, these are actually looking not too shabby. Cool. And there's a good amount of butter and like pan spray on the thing, so those will for sure hopefully pop out just like as they should. But the overall color is really great with the apples. You'll see in a second here. Looking about 2 minutes away. Just because, again, those are kind of like an idea that I had after watching like this French Parisian baker. He had like just puff pastry, and the way he did it was inside like cookie cutters, like these steel cookie cutters that are around. I didn't have any of those, so this is my kind of like interpretation of it. Right on. Yeah, lots of butter. You know how it is. Lots and lots of butter. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start up with the stir-fried veg. Okay, and then while that pan is heating, right now I always try to heat up my pan, since it is the non-stick. I'm trying to heat it up to about, I'm going to say, actually before I start that, I'm going to get my char siu sliced. Okay, and then in a different container, okay, just in a small container, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build a stock / reduction sauce. So what this is essentially just a master stock flavoring. So this right now is mushroom base right here. That's Chinese mushroom base. I'm gonna use a little bit of chicken stock. Okay, and again, all of this will add that little extra bit of salt, so you don't have to go overboard when it comes to your what do you call it, hoisin or soy sauce. Then I'm gonna go with some white pepper. Again, measure that with your heart. Okay, and I have garlic already in there. I'm gonna probably just add just a touch of ginger, just for that savory note. Okay. Another casually unwraps char siu. Yeah, dude. The best part about char siu is I love doing the char siu in the slow cooker. If you get yourself some pork shoulder, get some char siu sauce, which I have at the I found also at Superstore. Pour it on, a little bit of chicken stock on the bottom, or beef or pork stock just on the bottom, just so that there's like a little layer of that stuff for it to melt into. Let it roast for like 12 hours. And then in the morning, you go ahead, just let it cool off in a pan, slice it into, partitions, like quarters and stuff like this, right? Right, so then wrap them up, throw them in your freezer, then you'll just always have char siu on deck. Okay, so judging from the color and the look, it's looking not too bad. What I will do is I'm going to go for another, it's that 375. I'm going to go for another 3 minutes, just because I do want them to take on just a little bit more firmness for when eye contact while trying. I love you guys. So that it'll take on a lot more texture and firmness in terms of also taking on more color, so that when I do take it out of the pan, it will have that very nice toasty flavor to accommodate both the caramel and the apple. Char siu is it's like Chinese pork loin. What it is, it's the pork. It actually can be pork loin, pork belly, pork tenderloin, or pork shoulder. I personally like seeing it made from pork shoulder rather than pork belly. I love it with pork belly as well. Anything that has a good amount of fat content. So that pork char siu is the pork, roasted pork that you see in a Chinese restaurant that's kind of hanging in the window. Those big long pink and red lengths. Those are char siu. If you guys get a chance to definitely try it from the source, do that 100%. Get the icing and caramel ready. All we got is caramel right now. Because again, I kind of used up all that powdered sugar, if you know what I'm saying.
You used up all the powdered sugar?
I think so. Nope, never mind. That's a lie.
Yeah, I knew.
That's what I thought. Yeah, you do. Yeah, Apache Dan, doors open, baby. We got you, homie. Yes, Mick, that was the char siu that was in the ramen. 100%. Okay, so with this, I have it's my chicken stock powder, my mushroom stock powder, and then I'm gonna put in just a little bit, I'm gonna say a little over a teaspoon of cornstarch into the mix. So essentially, what you're doing here is I'm trying to make a flavored slurry, cornstarch slurry. Okay. Drake brand meat. I've never had it.
He's talking about the fact probably that Drake posted his dick on Twitter.
Oh, in that case, I'm on a diet. So yeah, you know what? I don't get invited to potlucks very much. I think also my sister stopped inviting me to her gingerbread build-off.
Yeah.
Because I'm the only one that knows how to like do it, I guess. Or I am the only one that goes all out for that kind of thing.
You and I.
Yeah, me and Shannon, because again, we even end up baking our own like extra ginger men that are all like, we did like this like 30 days a night themed gingerbread house thing on like 2 fucking baking pans. It was immense, but like it took us the same amount of time that it did for people to put just the kit together, which is so funny to me. So I think that's why my sisters like stopped inviting us. Hey, but if you're just gonna invite me to a potluck, by all means, man, I'm always down to go. Hey, we're at 50% on our live goal. Hey, right on. But yeah, I'm always down to cook for other people, though. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the same reason that I go to like my mother-in-law's house and I end up cooking. That's why I go to pretty much anyone's house. I just end up cooking. Okay, so I got the cornstarch, the 2 types of powder in here, and then I'm gonna hit it with just a hit of cold water. Again, the rule of thumb with when you're dealing with any type of, with any type of starch, use cold water to help it kind of dissolve. Don't use hot water because then it will start to coagulate and start to thicken inadvertently, okay? Yeah, it's true. Shannon's right. Like, at the very least, like, what was my other thing? Like, I usually go over to someone else's house. If we're going to just be talking in the kitchen, I'm going to be sharpening your knives, too. What's the first thing I made for my better half? First thing that was good? Wait, what was that one with your awkward, your auntie?
That was, yeah, the family friends. It was lamb.
Lamb, yeah.
Lamb.
Yeah, it was lamb chops, yeah? With my Uncle Oscar?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was for Thanksgiving,
That's
my
it.
birthday.
Yeah, it was for my Shannon's birthday / for Thanksgiving. We had her, we had some of her family, like her parents and family friends. They came over. A couple of my uncles, they came over with my family. This was when I was at my parents' house. Yeah, we did like really high end like lamb chops.
You and Mark were cooking.
Yeah, it was me and a buddy. We went all out. It was like a big table. We just tried to make sure there was like a super high end kind of spread. Just out here trying to prove something, you know. Yeah, but I think the food took a back burner to the conversations that were happening, which was really really awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. It was one of those moments where you're like, damn, that's awesome. I really dig that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull the. Oh yes, dude, hell yeah! Holy shit! Look at that. Right? Nice, good color, good rippling on it. They all spin, which means that there's enough grease that it's not sticking. Okay, the apples look nice and fanned, but they're not super overcooked, which is really, really good. Well, that's how I tried to capture her heart. You know what I mean? The easiest way to someone's heart is through some food, you know? Okay, so for the sauce, let's see, this. Yeah, fuck yeah. Okay, so as we always do around here, I'm going to hit it with some gochujang, because again, it's like a really mild chili paste. It's not like overwhelming in heat, but it has a lot of pepper flavor, like the red pepper and a slight chili. I'm going to hit it with a bit of soy sauce. Okay. Again, this is light soy sauce. So if you wanted like a more darker color, darker flavor, hit it with the dark soy sauce. Okay, then I'm going to hit with just a touch of black sesame oil. Okay, just like that. Nothing too much. You don't want it to be overwhelming because, again, sesame oil is quite overwhelming. But I am going to keep these ingredients out here specifically because if I need to rebulk the flavor, like if I need to add in more, I can add in more. Okay. And then I'm going to add in a good splash of the garlic hoisin sauce, right? So it's this guy, right? You can use regular hoisin sauce since I have a good amount of garlic. What I like about the garlic hoisin sauce is, again, it's less sweet. It has more savory notes. Sound engineer, flavor engineer. Miss Potato, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here as well. Hope you're having a really great day. Yes, for sauces, we are just measuring with our heart. Nothing too serious, okay? But again, it's nice to have, like I said, that good amount of cornstarch that's going to be in this, in this mixture. Because primarily what you're looking for is that when it does start to deglaze, it hits the pan, it'll hit all the vegetables and thicken immediately, okay? Joldum, hey, we are doing really, really well. Weather's been great. Days overall been really, really great. Yes, ma'am. Sage and slurry. That is a slurry, yeah. I hope you're doing really well, Joldum. I hope you're having a really great day. Hope the weather's been treating you really, really well. Hope your Tuesday's been good, low stress. You know what I'm saying? Your heart would probably order a salad. I mean, I got dank salads too. Not gonna lie. All right, so I have this heating right now. I'm going to go ahead and boost it to roughly a 5.5, all right? And while that's heating, I'm going to go ahead and give my char siu a slice. And what I like about this char siu is I kept the chain. So these are the char siu chains that came from, I believe it was the pork loin that I made it out of. And what the chain is, it's the fattiest part of the pork. So it's that little thin strip that's on the front part of the loin. And the best part about this is you fry it up and it melts, right? So it's also the part of the loin that takes on the most amount of flavor. So when you marinate anything, it's going to be both the most tender part as well as the most flavorful. Okay? So again, when you think about it's like a 50-50 fat and meat ratio, right? Really awesome. Okay, so then I'm just going to go ahead. And again, you don't have to cut them so thin. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to create, just so that when you do a stir fry, it really everything kind of cooks generally as quick as each other, right? Really consistently, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead, cut up these guys into thin strips. And as well, when you have fatty bits that are cut thin, it helps them just kind of generally melt and cook really, really quickly. Weird. I can come in your live by a invitation because I don't see nobody's live without invitation. It's interesting. Yeah, my lives have been a little bit weird for certain people generally. But I think that might be a TikTok thing because they're updating the systems all over the place. Okay. So I have that going. Oh yeah, dude. Wow. So look at that. So it's a nice, good spiral crisp on the bottom. Good amount of color, right? That apple sits really, really well. So that when I hit it with some caramel a little bit later, it'll be nice. It'll be glazy. Yeah, overall, but it'll be a really nice bite. And then as usual, whatever's left over is going to go with my wife to work. Hey, chillaxin', man. I thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I've been doing lives for about 6 weeks. But granted, though, I've also been a chef for 25 years. So teaching apprentices and stuff like that is something that I've been doing for quite some time. So I thought this would be a great way to connect with normal people that want to cook Generally really good food, you know what I'm saying? Give them new ideas, you know, get them out of the ordinary. Oh, that's awesome. Rico, that's awesome, dude. Creamed honey, and if so, what do you use it on? Honestly, creamed honey, one of my favorite things is you do creamed honey and do a nice smoked ham, like really smoked. Or you can do honey and roasted chicken, but take your honey and turn it into, like, add a little bit of hot sauce to it while it's whipping, like separately, right? Like you don't want to do the whole batch, but like add hot sauce to it so that when you glaze like a chicken tender with whipped honey and that it's oh, maple syrup. Okay, same thing. Literally the same thing. I would say like chicken thighs are amazing. You can do breakfast sandwiches with them. I also use it if you take your maple honey and you slightly freeze it to get it to like the point where you can actually like quenelle or pipe it. You can serve that on top of pancakes, and then while it melts on the pancake or the French toast, boom. You can also take it, get it into the fridge or into the freezer, get it thicker, right? So it's like a little bit more like dense, and then you can go ahead and pipe that on the inside of a big thick loaf of French toast, right? And then dredge it, sear it, then you have a center that's like filled. Or you take your maple cream, mix it with cream itself, like mix it with cream, make a whip, right? And then once you make your French toast, cut the inside of it, fucking pipe that shit in there, boom, ready to go. Grambo, thank you so much for the follow, I appreciate it. The Flying Dutchman burger. What is that? Is the Flying Dutchman burger from what do you call it?
Yeah, Gemini was talking about it one time.
Like In-N-Out or?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, isn't it that one? It's like 2 patties with like a piece of cheese on top. That's it. Hey, chillaxin', man. I appreciate you for that. Thank you so much for the compliment, dude. That's the onion bun. Onion instead of buns. Oh, yeah, okay. Onions for the buns. And like they're like seared and shit. Yo, hey, Lynn, there's nothing wrong with Eggos and Aunt Jemima's. We got chocolate Eggos with some Aunt Jemima's butter syrup. Oh, my God. It's so good. Right? Because what I love about Eggos, and I'm a dirty bastard, so like what I'm loving about Eggos is that you can take the Eggos, right? Toast them up, slice them into sticks, right? And you just have like, just for dipping, you know what I mean? What's awesome too is if you get fried chicken, right? Go get yourself some Eggos, put the toaster on like a higher heat so it just makes sure that it's like a little bit more crisp. Coleslaw, breaded chicken breast or thigh, sandwich, hot sauce, boom. Degenerations, what's good, man? My name is John. Who are you? How was your day? Grambo. Hey, look, if I miss anything, Grambo, just go ahead, please. Make sure you follow my page. Hit me in the DMs. I will answer any questions that you have related to food, food culture, recipes, anything like that, okay? As well, as you can see on the live, I'm also trying to answer as many questions as I humanly can on the live. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And if anyone else here is new, thank you so much for joining. My name's John. You guys go ahead, keep hitting those likes for me. If you guys got questions about food, food culture, anything like that, hit me in the comments section below. And yeah, if you keep hitting those likes for me, it helps me in the algorithm, gets me in front of eyes just like yourselves that want to talk about food, food recipes, restaurant culture, chef culture, all that good stuff. Culinary more and more every day. Grambo, do it, man. You don't have to become a chef. You don't have to do anything like that. But it's always great to have. There was one guy that said, if you're going to be cooking at home, have at least 5 items that you do extremely well. Things that you'll always have on deck if you have friends, family, anybody that comes over. It's like, oh, I'm a little bit hungry. I want a snack or something like that. You know how to make it. You know how to make it right. Right? Those are the core values of making really good dank food, and then you can always over time add to that, right? Yo, Mick, oh man, it's all about that multitasking, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about trying to at least make sure that you guys are, the problem I have with a lot of lives is that, like, a lot of people kind of can't do the multitasking thing, because they're just not used to it. Since I'm used to, like, working in kitchens with, like, between, like, 8 or 30 people, communication is always key while you're kind of doing stuff. I say to being in the kitchens every day. Oh, cool. Yeah, dude. Are you working for Cisco, GFS? Yeah, multitasking definitely comes with experience. But again, it's really great. If you're delivering to different restaurants, what's awesome about that is the people you get to meet. Like the amount of like different personalities, different chefs, different outlooks. Because again, I'm not the only chef with one type of outlook. It's just everyone has like their own specific way they look at the kitchen and the way that they do the cooking. Does the char siu cook like bacon? Essentially, it's already cooked. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be adding it in and then sauteing it till it goes soft. Because again, you don't want to crisp it like bacon because I don't want it to become dry, but I do want the fat content to then render. Because it's already pre-cooked and I did refrigerate and then freeze it after processing it once it's been cooled. All that fat is just more or less kind of just been stabilized, and I'm now just going to just be warming it, and then it'll start to slowly break down into the stir fry.
Alicia wants to know what dank means. She says I'm old.
Dank is like, hold on a second.
Back in my day, dank was bad.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, yeah. When I use things like gnarly in terms of food, some people don't understand that either. But like dank is essentially just food that is just so, I'm going to use another term, it's going to be just so dirty. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you take 2 Krispy Kreme donuts, you're going to take that peanut butter, like a thick 10-ounce peanut butter burger patty, you're going to add thick bacon to it, you're going to put some onion rings on that guy, some fucking coleslaw, you know what I'm saying? Top it with some buffalo sauce, squish that fucker together and just eat it like that. That is dank. That's the dank. You know, on the side, what do you got? You can put some hickory sticks on that thing. You know what I'm saying? Gnarly. You know gnarly. Alicia. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dank is just everything that involves not, there we go. Now I got my mushrooms nicely sauteed, but they haven't lost a ton of volume. Okay? So yeah, dank is essentially just a way to say just over the top food. You know what I'm saying? Just go all the way, no holds barred, and you ain't gonna get judged from nobody because you ain't nobody gonna judge you. You know what I'm feeling? Okay, so I put in the Yu Chow stalks. All right, I'm gonna hit with just a touch more oil, right? And right at this point, we're getting a good amount of that garlic fragrance. The mushrooms themselves are nice and supple. They're soft, but they haven't just like started to disintegrate. They rip apart really, really nicely. Okay, which is awesome. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that cook down. Again, with the stalks, they don't require a lot of cooking, cook down time. Amazing. Probably even better if you put that, oh man, if you put something in a waffle maker, that's so fire.
Nick wants to know how do you like your steak cooked today?
To be honest with you, a steak, for us, especially here in Calgary, Alberta, a really hard, like a Chicago sear or like a really hard sear with Montreal steak spice on a very hot grill, boom, boom, blue rare. Because again, our beef is really, really great out here, so why not just be able to taste the meat? Thank you. Get rid of Deanna Sheriff. And again, guys, anyone that is in this chat and has been coming back, you guys do know that we're trying to create a safe environment, safe place for people to hang out, non-judgmentally, stuff like that. So if you do notice people are getting muted or booted, it's because they have nothing positive to bring to the chat. All right? Mick, yes, that is, again, I want to create a culture of like-minded people that want to actually talk about food, who want like-minded things. You know, they want to be able to create and work with each other in an environment that is non-judgmental. People will have to eat, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I like making food that people both want to eat and are like, wow, damn. You know what I'm saying? Pandaran, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Hey, Rico, thank you so much. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's a lot of toxicity out there. I can't handle it. I just can't stand it. And that's also why I'm out of... I don't want to be in kitchens anymore because it's extremely toxic overall, right? It's a toxic environment. Toxic growth creates toxic work environments as well. Yeah, and food is also something that that brings people to the table, you know? Yeah, so, yeah, if you ever notice somebody just mouthing off and they get booted immediately, it's usually because they have nothing positive or anything that they can actually bring that's constructive to the table. I want everybody here to be able to have a voice, granted, but I don't want people to bring their hate into my house, goddammit. You guys are all welcome in it, and I'm trying to create an environment that is safe. All right, so I got the mushrooms, I got the stems of the yu choi going right now. Okay, and we're coming up to the last 15 minutes of this live. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these just nice and frying up. And even being in the pan for only a few seconds, look at that. Look at that. And then the fat itself is already becoming translucent, really loose. You feel me? Like, that is gorgeous. Okay? I'm gonna let that just sear off, do its thing. Again, at this point, we don't really have to touch it as much, but I'm going to do, though, is because I'm going to be putting my noodles into here, I do want to be able to... What was that? I mentioned Eggos, so I had to go make some buttery syrup. Oh, dude, yes. Minty Fresh. Are you talking about these guys right here? Take a look. Take a look. So these are puff pastry spirals that I put into a mini tin. Right? They're sumptuous. They have a good amount of crisp on the outside. They're nice and spongy on the center. I'm going to be hitting them with some caramel. I think this will be a gorgeous, gorgeous thing. Francis Wycaran from Perth. Hey, welcome, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for being here. Hey, awesome, man. Yeah. I'm here to give as many tips as I can. Make sure you guys get your food game up at home. You know, makes life much easier and tastier. You know, anything I can bring to the table like that, you know, that's what I'm trying to do here. And X-Hawk, is it X-Hawk Fucks? Thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Welcome to the live, man. I hope you're having a really good day. And again, if anyone's new in here, guys, go ahead. Please make sure to follow for anything coming up in the future. Updates, recipes, tutorials, stuff like that. Or just get notified generally when I'm going on live. I do go live Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. Except for this week, I will be going on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Just because I will be filming all day on Saturday. As well. And if you guys can keep hitting that like button for me, that would be much appreciated. Again, I'm trying to get up to like 20, 30,000 likes per live. All that stuff. Oh, because you already are? Hey, Minty, I appreciate you for doing that, dude. And yes, thank you, Kelly, for that. For some reason, my links in my follow page don't showcase, don't show my YouTube links or my Instagram. So you can look up Fuck You I'm Eating, F*CK in YouTube. And if you guys missed any of my lives, I will be always reposting the full lives on that page as well. So if you jump on there, miss something, see a recipe you want to do, hit me in the DMs for any extra advice, any of that good stuff. Don't forget the onion soup. We do have the onion soup written down because my wife is definitely, she takes notes. Rico, you peacing out? What's going on here? If you are, have a great night. I appreciate you for being here. As usual, you know, you guys have always been consistent showing up. So I just want to show you that kind of love as well. Okay, so look, this is now sauteed. And look at that. Look how nice that is, right? Oh, yeah. It has a good amount of flavor, right? It just falls apart. The fat content is melting, and it's going into the food. Hey, thanks for that, brother. I appreciate it. Right on, right on. Okay, so I got that going, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and start hitting with the stems. It does look like a lot, but like spinach, this will actually wilt down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let that sit on the top of the food just for now, and then I'm going to give it a quick toss. yo, one of my favorite things, dude, because I have this, it's crushed up peanuts. But it's not just any peanuts, it's honey roasted peanuts, okay? One of the best things to do with char siu, in all honesty, is you take the char siu, right? Just like that, right? You're gonna take a hit of just a little bit of that hoisin, right? Right, and a sprinkling of just peanuts, crushed up sweet peanuts, boom. And then you got this like kick-ass like bite, look at that, right? Gnarly. Oh, goddamn. All it's missing is a little bit of chili. Like, you can probably hit it with, like, sriracha. Again, what we have is, like, chili crisp. Okay, look. So, on the top, all that steam has now started to wilt down that, what we call it, the leaves, which is awesome. So at this point, you're just going to give it a shake, give it a toss, good to go. All right. So with this, now that it's wilted, you're going to go ahead and take your sauce, give it a quick stir. When it does have cornstarch, always make sure you give the bottom a quick stir, just so it breaks up any cornstarch that's been settling on the bottom. Okay. And then in here, you're going to go ahead and throw in your rice noodles. Again, since I've had the rice noodles resting, it's always good to just give them a quick splash with cold water, okay? And this will, because they will, again, with the amount of starch that's in them, they will stick just like regular pasta. Okay, so then you're just gonna go in, boom. Yeah, about that much. Okay, I'm gonna get that just so it absorbs a bunch of that oil, okay? And since you added cold noodles into the pan, you want your pan to come back up to heat. Aslan, hey, thank you so much for the rose, and thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much for joining. And of course, guys, just a reminder, I go live every week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, unless something changes, and in which I will always let you guys know ahead of time. And again, for anybody that's new here, or anybody that doesn't know that is on my follower list, remember, on every Friday or Saturday live, the highest gifter gets to dictate what menu I am serving for the next Saturday. All right? Minty Fresh, hey, I appreciate you, man. Thanks so much. Again, this is a great community of people, dude. Doing this has actually allowed me to meet really great, like-minded folks, you know? Pretty good, like not judgmental, not stressed out folks that I just love talking to. Chef Nate, hey, what's good, dude? Okay, so I got this sauce going in. Boom, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit it in the pan. Right, you can hear it start to move, and then it's gonna start to thicken. So I'm just gonna go ahead, let it sit for a second. And the real secret here is to not let it over reduce. If it does end up over reducing, that's why I have a little bit of this guy left over. All right. Yeah, there you go. Now I'm starting to get a good amount of thickening. You can see it's starting to actually coat the noodles really, really well. Right? I'm holding it up. Right? Good amount of sauce to noodle ratio, but it's not entirely at the thickness that I want it to be. Meats and produce? Okay, so to be honest, Grambo, to be honest with you, I go to like several places. I do take the bus everywhere. So first and foremost, I love for fresh produce and things like that. When it comes to summertime, I love going to T&T. They just have like a shit ton of a selection. Again, if you don't have like an Asian market or anything like that, or like a Chinatown that has a really diverse fresh food market. I still recommend things like Superstore. I do recommend as well, if you have a really good non-commercialized farmers market, you will get the best prices on vegetables, on produce and stuff like that. Just go to the source, right? You'll always get the best deals. I really enjoy those like farmers market, like those stands like you see on the side of the road for things like vegetables or fruit. I love supporting those guys because at the same time, you're going to get a bushel of oranges for like $20. Like you're going to get like this giant like 20-pound thing for like $20, and it's totally worth it, right? Whereas like at the grocery store, they're charging like 3 oranges for like $4, you know? Andy Castor, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Okay, so that's nice and coated. I'm going to go ahead, kill the heat, right? Check for seasoning. Perfect. Good. Then I'm just going to go ahead right into plating. All right. So with this, I'm actually going to go ahead. I have to get some. There we go. Got some of these green onions. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead, and what I like about green onions and soy sauce noodles or anything like that involves hoisin is that it really its freshness really offsets that flavor, and it's a gorgeous thing. So just going to go ahead and put that there. Boom, just like that. Right, this is coming down right now. Perfect, nice and loose. Okay, so when it comes to the noodle dishes like this, what I like to do is I will always try to use a thicker pair of tongs, just because you're going to get more grab rather than this. This is really great for, like, you'll take it and you'll twirl it, and it's good for like more petite platings. Whereas this one, Bridget, hey, happy Tuesday, dude. Thanks so much for joining. I appreciate you for chopping in. Coffee cake muffins. Then you need the icing though. Yeah, but I love coffee cake muffins, dude. Actually, I like coffee cake. Let's be really real here. I love coffee cake as much as I love carrot cake. Okay, so when you're plating your noodles, always good to go ahead, right? Make a base on your plate, just like that. Okay. And then for the stuff that has a lot of the toppings, you're going to go ahead, pull those to the top, right? And then what I like to do is I like to give it a scrape right across the top with your tongs and go in a line. So what you're doing is that, boom, right? And it allows for a nice fall. It just falls really cleanly onto the plate itself, like that. Okay, boom, right? And again, what you're looking for is, like, you don't want dry noodles. You want a relatively like a wet kind of noodle that's not overly, like, it's not like seeping liquid. It's just, everything's kind of collected, and it's the cornstarch that really tighten that up onto the noodle.
Bridget did the pulled pork.
You did the pulled pork? Oh, right on, dude. I hope you took pictures. If you did, yo, send me those pictures. I want to post them. Nice. That's awesome. And Mindy P, thank you so much for following the live. I appreciate you for being here. Welcome. Welcome to our community. I have a feeling that you're going to really love the people that are in here. Right? So I got this wicked mix of, right? It looks like mushu almost, but it's nice. It's amalgamated. Okay? So that means you're going to hit it with just a little bit of your green onions. Okay? All right, so you got your green onions here, and then I have those crushed up honey roasted peanuts that are nice, crunchy. I had that little bit of extra onto the plate, okay? Boom. So that's on the mend right there. Yeah, definitely. Leisha, that's not a lie. Everyone in here, I love to death because, like, honestly, everyone in here has been just, they're so gangster. Like, you guys are just so awesome. Okay, awesome. So I have this right here. Boom, good to go. All All right, I'm just gonna give that a quick rinse right here. Okay, so the next up is my apple tarts. I'm gonna just go ahead and plate up that, but I'll be right back because my wife has been waiting, so I'll just give this to her.
Not too close. Apache Dan was licking his phone.
All right, cool. So that's good to go and all done. Now let's go ahead and move on to dessert.
What about me?
Yep, I'll get you dessert in 1 second there, Bubba.
What? I only get dessert?
I mean, you can have some noodles.
No.
Your mouth is so wet. Of course, you know how it is. If your partner's going to be your day one, you always make sure that you take care of them any way you can. Andy, I'm just saying, get a plate. You know what I'm saying? Our door's open. Come on in. We got tons. What's on the cookie sheet? Check this out, Mandy. So now for dessert, I made, these are apple, what do you call this? Puff pastry. Right, so these are apple twills with thinly sliced apple on top. I'm going to go ahead and finish these with a little bit of caramel. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish these with a bit of caramel. But on the inside of these, when I rolled them, I put just a little bit of butter, a little bit of white sugar, rolled them up so that they maintain a good amount of like sweetness in the cookie. As well as I did slice thinly some nice apples. They've had a chance to rest for about maybe the last couple minutes, and here we are, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and plate this, and then that'll be pretty much the end of the live. So
You gotta hang out for long enough to get 300 more likes.
I need 300 more likes. Get myself to 30,000. God damn, you guys are killing it right now. You can just send one else will pay shipping. Yeah, because I mean, the apple placement, remember, we always make sure that just at the beginning, just make sure we're at 30.3. Guys, you are killing it right now. That's all. Thank you so much for that. Man, that's awesome. So again, remember when we talked at the top of the episode, when you slice your apples, just make sure that they're in a way that they can fan, and then it's all about placement right at the beginning, so that when you bake them, they will sit correctly, right? So that's what we're looking for. So now what's awesome too is I highly recommend this stuff. If you're gonna put caramel on anything, this is like the President's Choice caramel syrup that's used for ice cream. I highly recommend it, strictly because when you refrigerate it, it is thick. Right, and that's an awesome thing to have on deck, because then you can control how it goes into a pastry, right? So the thicker it is, the easier it sits on any of your desserts. If it's at room temperature, it's nice and liquidy, and boom, you can actually spread it really nicely. In this case, I'm actually going to go ahead and spread it across the plate as I usually do. Okay, so Andy, what it comes down to is practice. I do recommend a mandolin. I can't find my mandolin today, but I do have one. But if you do use a mandolin, use the guard if you're not used to it, okay? Right? And make sure that if you do mandolin, never have your fingers down. Always hold the ingredient. There's an apple. Okay, so always, like if I'm actually cutting on the mandolin, what I'm doing is I'm holding this part until the blade comes up to here, and at that point I'm pressing down with my palm, and then I'm striking with downwards onto the fattiest part of your palm, right? That's the safest thing. But if you don't have a mandolin, just make sure your knives are super sharp, okay? Super sharp. Take your time, get the thinnest slices that you can, and excuse me, the longer you do it, like the amount of times that you do it, the easier it'll get. Mandolins do crave blood. Like, you have no idea how many times I've taken a nail off on a mandolin alone. Or a slicer. Like, I'm just careless with a slicer, you know, because you're young, cocky, like an idiot. Right? But I do recommend that if you are going to cut apples thin and all that good stuff, do it by hand, right? Get your knife skills up. And that's the best thing you can do. Janet, thanks so much for the follow. Cheese grater. Yo, funny thing about the cheese grater is actually, it's never a cheese grater that gets me. It's always the microplane, like the fine grating one for like nutmeg and like for like do zesting oranges. That's the one that always like tears up like the front of my fingers because I'm an idiot and I just move too quickly, and I'll always end up running like some of my knuckle on it, boom, and then it just kind of just scrapes that skin off, and you're like, I hate this. You know what I'm saying? And then you're still working, so you get salt all over it. It just burns everything in your body. Okay, so with the caramel on the pan, or on the plate, I'm just gonna give it a quick, just a nice little swoosh. All right, and then you're gonna take your caramel tarts. I'm just gonna pick out a couple that are nice and presentable, just like that. Okay, caramel tarts on deck. Okay, so then even with this, I'm actually gonna go ahead and hit with just the caramel on top. Okay.
Andy was asking what else you were making. It looks like pasta.
Are you, Andy, are you talking about the one that's in the pan? Okay, so that is my siu+fried noodles with char siu. So it's basically just my take on like a Chinese style street noodle. Okay. There we go. Cool. So I just give that a light bit of caramel on the base. I am going to top it with just a little bit of peanuts, just for garnishing. Okay. And then to give it, just because it's like brown on brown with brown, I just want to then break it up with just a little bit of just an offset color. So I'm just going to just cover my fingers with just a little bit of that powdered sugar that I thought I'm out of.
Grandma wants to know if you have any recommendations on beginner knives.
Beginner knives, honestly, Henkel. Henkel is make sure that there's like I said before, there's like a line between like cheapest and most expensive. If you can meet, like there's like, then that's, if you imagine that's 4 steps, go down 2 steps from the highest, go up 1. So that would be Henkel knives. So any of the knives that you would pretty much see at like culinary school. Apache Dan, you have a great evening, dude. Thank you so much. Hopefully I'll see you on Thursday stream. Okay, brother? You have a great rest of your week. Hey, and Minty Fresh, hey, thank you so much again for dropping in. I appreciate you guys for rolling through. I really do. Do I like hockey? I like watching hockey. I'm not a big hockey fan when it comes to the teams. Making caramel with condensed milk. Yes, I have. That's like dulce de leches. Absolutely. Yes, they are. Grambo, they are really great. That's also why, again, you'll always see them used in culinary school. They're standard. But if you do want to take that step further, just for an extra like $100, I use Shun knives. Hard steel. They're Japanese. Great handle on them. They're not European based. The handle is actually more like Asian based, like Japanese or Chinese based, which for me is a better on my hand, stuff like that. So this is caramel apple tarts, right? A little bit of crushed roasted peanuts or honey roasted peanuts, caramel on top, caramel underneath, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of apple, fresh in the puff pastry. Okay, and again, guys, a quick reminder, I'm on the end of my stream here, so just remember, if you guys want a closer look at the dishes that I have, be sure to follow my page. I will always be posting video of the final dishes at the end of every live evening. Usually I log off, take an hour just to chill out. Josh D, what do you got here? What do you got for me? Oh, no. Okay. Have you ever tried tofu? Any tips on making it with feet traditionally?
I don't know if that's a typo.
What do you mean by with feet? Have you ever tried making tofu traditionally with feet?
Fufu.
Making fufu traditionally? No, I have not. No, actually, I've never done anything with my feet in terms of food. You mean fufu? Fufu, though, is that like an African dish, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah, when he gets back to me, while he's going to get back to me on that. Guys, just a quick reminder, I will again. It is. Yeah, I've never made fufu. I've actually almost never made a lot of African-based dishes. Although I do have a lot of like Nigerian friends, African friends. They just make me like, what do you call it? That rice. Oh my God, it's so good. It's like a rice, and then like on the outside it has like this chicken with like boiled egg on the inside, just chilling. You just eat the shit out of that. Fire. So good. Jollof rice. Oh, Jesus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is fire. Like, if I can just have one dish from every country, that would be the dish that I would sit on 100%.
Are you sitting on?
I think I tried it in San Francisco one time. Yeah, dude, it's so good. Yeah, so again, a reminder, I will be posting all of my finished dishes on my page as well. If you guys can, and if you guys do end up missing any of my live streams or want to rewatch any of my live streams, you can find me on YouTube. It is F with the star instead of the period, F star CKU I'm eating. Or I think you can also look it up as FIYAU or whatever. FUIE. Yeah, FYIE on YouTube. I have all of my current episodes posted there. So you can go ahead and give that a rewatch. Again, if you guys have any questions on anything that I've made, you want to retouch on like a refresher on any of the ingredients, need advice, any of that stuff, go ahead and please... Andy, thanks, dude. Go ahead, please hit the follow button here. If you jump onto my my YouTube or my Instagram, same name, go ahead, hit follow, hit subscribe. That would help me out a lot. Again, I'm all about trying to create a great community with loving people who want to do the best they can in their food going forward. So with that being said, guys, you guys have a great rest of your evening. Aiden, thanks so much for the follow, bro. I appreciate it. But yeah, with that being said, you guys have a great rest of your evening. I hope you guys will be, hopefully I'll see you guys all on Thursday. And again, I will be streaming Thursday and Friday instead of Saturday. And yeah, so you guys have a good rest of your evening. Have a great day. Stay warm. And I will see you guys on the Thursday stream. All right. Take care.